Today we're going to be talking about rappers who just ain't about that life. If bars talking about gangster life was ever recorded by these 5 MCs, those bars would have more in common with Harry Potter because it's peak fiction. Or as the wise King Von would say,
you got cap in your raps.
No shades on any of these superstars though. We're just going to take a look at their rise, their current place in the industry, and how some of them who actually grew up in the hood managed to stay away from that thug life. Lil Yachty. Meet Miles Parks McCollum, the 23-year-old rapper from Atlanta, famously known as Lil Yachty or Lil Boat. He is quite the character, also going by other names like FaZe Boat, Darnell Boat, and CV Thomas. Now let me tell you how this boat-obsessed artist rose to fame in 2015 with his hit singles like One Night in Minnesota. That success pushed him to make the big move from Atlanta to New York City, all in pursuit of his music dream. But hey, it wasn't all smooth sailing for Lil Yachty. Back in the day, he had to hustle and grind. He even worked at McDonald's for a while. Talk about a journey, right? And that's not all. He even starred in a Sprite commercial alongside none other than LeBron James. He became the face of Nautica and Urban Outfitters. He also made an appearance in a Target video with Carly Rae. And hey, if you're lucky enough to sign with his label imprint, Concrete Boys, you might just get a fancy iced out chain as a bonus. All these opportunities surely helped boost his music career. And now he can proudly say, I'm loving it, just like a true McDonald's employee. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Lil Yachty made a few mistakes growing up, and the most illegal thing he got involved in was a credit card scam. Yep, he spoke up about his past illicit activities in his 2018 studio album, Nothing to Prove, and his duet with Lil Baby, St. Laurent YSL. On the track's second verse, he raps, I came off from scamming and swiping steel from my neighbor. I'm trifling. Finna go cop me a Raptor ride that lil like a bison. In the Playboy Cardi collaboration, Get Drip, Yachty also mentions his history of credit card scams. Let me give you a quick backstory on that. Back in 2015, when Lil Yachty was just 18 years old, things took a troublesome turn for him and his friend, Clarence Logan. It happened at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. They were shopping at Lids, a hat store, when an employee got suspicious and reported them for using fake credit cards. Security was called and the police got involved. Clarence got spooked and tried to run, but he didn't get too far before the police caught up with him. When the authorities searched him, they found more than 10 fraudulent credit cards on him. But that's not all. They also discovered more of these fake cards in Lil Yachty's car. It's not a good situation to be in, that's for sure. Fast forward to 2017, when Lil Yachty spoke about this in an interview with Rolling Stone. He admitted that during his time in New York, he was at his absolute lowest financially and resorted to credit card scams to get by. The authorities eventually found a stash of over 30 fake credit cards in their possession. They used these cards to buy clothes and shoes from different stores. All of this landed them in hot water, and they were slapped with charges of fraud, counterfeiting, and identity theft. Lil Yachty was released after posting a bail bond of $11,000. He said in his interview with Rolling Stone, I don't ever want to be arrested again. I was in jail in a holding cell with a whole bunch of people for a couple of days. It was terrible, he said, of how the experience changed him. I was scared, I'm not gonna lie. That's when I knew I needed to do something with my life. In his interview with Beats One host Zane Lowe, he said, I used to have visions of being a star all the time, but I never knew I wanted to be a rapper. He said, I used to have visions of flashing lights and red carpet. I know when I got the moment to take charge was when I got arrested. After his arrest, Lil Yachty made a big decision and dropped out of Alabama State University after just 2 months. College life wasn't his thing. He felt like he didn't belong and was bored. Instead, he had a burning passion for music and wanted to chase his dreams in that direction. So he packed his bags and went back to his hometown, Atlanta, to focus on making songs and videos. Once he was back in Atlanta, Lil Yachty didn't go at it alone. He connected with other aspiring artists online, and together they formed a crew called the Sailing Team. They were all about supporting each other and making their mark in the music world. And guess what? In just 1 year after his arrest, Lil Yachty skyrocketed to fame in the rap game. People started calling him the king of the teens, and he had a unique style that stood out in an industry dominated by heavyweight rappers like Future and Drake, with whom he eventually collaborated. Lil Yachty's charm wasn't just about his rapping skills. He had something special that connected with fans. He had this viral hit called One Night, which got famous through a comedy skit. The song's laid-back vibe and catchy delivery just worked like magic. It was part of his debut EP called Summer Song, and that's when he began making waves in 2015. His talent caught the attention of big names, and one of his breakthrough moments was when Drake's OVO Sound Radio featured his song Minnesota. Lil Yachty has come a long way since then. He's dropped 5 studio albums, 4 mixtapes, and several EPs. Plus, he's collaborated with some big players in the industry, like Chance the Rapper, Young Thug, Quavo, and Dram, who teamed up with him on the Grammy-nominated track Broccoli. Lil Yachty is a true Atlanta native with a style that sets him apart from the norm. With his candy-colored braids and larger-than-life personality, he follows in the footsteps of acts like Outkast, but brings something different to the table, a softer, more gentle sound. He playfully calls it a bubblegum trap, as he shared in an interview with Billboard. A mix of auto-tuned warbling, rhymes equally motivational and puerile, 808 beats, and whimsical melodies often plinked on piano or, before legal got involved, cribbed from kiddie fare like Super Mario 64 and the 90s cartoon Rugrat. Now don't be fooled by the mumble rap label that's sometimes slapped on this new wave of artists. Lil Yachty doesn't like to be put in a box. His music stands out with its infectious melodies and clever lyrics, earning him a dedicated fan base and making him a standout in the ever-changing world of hip-hop. It's like he's the Diddy of Gen Z, making moves left and right. There have been whispers about Yachty being linked to gangs because of his friendship, but nothing has been verified. He's never been arrested or charged with any gang-related stuff. In fact, he's been vocal about not drinking alcohol or smoking marijuana. He'd rather have a good time and spread joy through his music. Lil Uzi Vert. Let's talk about Lil Uzi Vert, the artist who has broken the rule, never meet your hero. This guy has managed to connect with their fans in a way that's pretty cool. Their real name is Samir Baisal Woods, but most people know them as Lil Uzi Vert. They're an American rapper, singer, and songwriter, and they got quite the fan following, not just because of their awesome music, but also because of how they interact with their fans. Lil Uzi is from Philly, and over the years, they have become a fan favorite. They have got this fun and joyful personality that shines through not only in his songs, but also in real life. They're the kind of guy who would freestyle with fans in a gas station parking lot or have a good laugh while answering questions about their music release dates. They explained why in a tweet. "I'm a happy person and I vibe with my fans," he wrote. "If you see me, I'm not gonna act gangster because that not what I am or who I am. It's okay to smile, I'm myself." Lil Uzi Vert got into rapping during high school, taking inspiration from artists like Mike Jones, Wiz Khalifa, and Meek Mill. Life wasn't all smooth sailing for Lil Uzi though. They dropped out of school and briefly worked at a bottom dollar store, but that didn't last long. Their mom kicked them out of the house after they quit that job. It was a tough time, but then something changed. Lil Uzi got their first face tattoo that said Faith just below the hairline. That was a turning point. It motivated them to take their rap career seriously and go all in on their dreams. In 2010, Lil Uzi got into rapping after hearing a classmate named William Aston freestyle over a remade Chris Brown beat. At that time, Lil Uzi didn't really think about becoming a rapper. They considered themselves just a regular kid who wasn't interested in rapping. However, along with Aston and another friend, they formed a musical group called Staytown, and under the name C-Lab Vertical, they made music together, mostly for the sake of making some money. But then things changed, and they decided to adopt the name Lil Uzi Vert after someone described their rap flow as fast, like a machine gun. From there, Lil Uzi Vert started releasing mixtapes in 2014 and caught the attention of DJs Diamond Cuts and DJ Drama. In 2017, Lil Uzi Vert dropped their first studio album, Love is Rage 2, and it skyrocketed to the top of the Billboard 200 chart. The album featured the mega hit EXO Tour Leaf 3, which also won the MTV Video Music Award for Song of Summer. However, the song stirred some controversy because of its lyrics about suicide and drug use. Lil Uzi Vert later revealed that they wrote this song after going through a tough breakup with their ex-girlfriend, Brittany Byrd, who accused them of putting a gun to her stomach and then striking her in 2021. Speaking of Brittany Byrd, Lil Uzi Vert was in a relationship with her from 2014 to 2017. She moved from California to attend the Parsons School of Design, and that's where they met. In 2022, Lil Uzi Vert faced some legal trouble related to a past incident involving Brittany Byrd. They pleaded no contest to felony assault with a firearm and misdemeanor injury to a girlfriend. According to TMZ, they received 3 years of formal probation, a year of mental health and substance abuse treatment, and 52 weeks of domestic violence counseling. Also, they have to pay restitution and abide by a 10-year criminal protective order. Despite this, Lil Uzi Vert seems to be taking responsibility and looking forward to the next chapter in their lives, according to a source close to the situation. So, guess what? Lil Uzi Vert just dropped some big news on their Instagram page. They're getting ready to release their new studio album, and it's called Barter 16. Pretty cool name, right? It's actually inspired by Young Thug's debut mixtape, Barter 6, which was a game changer. Now, here's something interesting. To really get into the spirit of the new album, Lil Uzi Blood is going all out with this Super Blood persona. They're throwing gang signs and all, embracing the character to the fullest. You might remember that in their last album, The Pink Tape, they played a different character named Leslie and went all super emo on us. But hey, it's Uzi, and surprises are kind of their thing. Some people have been speculating about this whole Blood thing. Some say it's a tribute to Young Thug, while others think it's just Uzi's way of fully immersing themselves in each project they work on. Whatever the reason, it's clear they're committed to this role. Love them or not, you can't deny that they know how to keep us all talking. The title track of Barter 16 has some references close to Lil Uzi's heart. It's about their hometown in North Philadelphia, particularly 16th Street. They announced the album just a week after dropping The Pink Tape. And the lyrics, like "I make a city girl believe in Satan," hint at his relationship with JT from City Girl. The song also has a satanic themed performance where Lil Uzi wore an all-red outfit with a pentagram belt, and different colored contacts in each eye. Now, aside from these blood gang claims, there's been some other controversy surrounding Lil Uzi Vert. Some folks accuse them of using satanic references and imagery in their work. Back in 2017, they stirred things up by posting satanic stuff on their social media and saying things associated with Satanism, like 666. They even have an upside-down cross tattooed on their forehead, which some people take as a sign of Satanism or being anti-Christian. But Lil Uzi has their own take on it. They claim that the cross is more about expressing their individuality and rebellious spirit than anything else. Despite that, some fans and celebrities like Summer Walker and Tony Yayo have voiced their concerns about their choices. He later explained that his words are not literal, saying, "Not actually Satan, but just basically I make a girl do whatever I say so." They continue to explain, "I come from a real religious household, but I like me finding and living my life and being like, I guess as an adult, I say anything I want to say. Even if I offend people, I don't mean to offend people, but if they don't like it, they have the option to turn it off." In July 2022, Lil Uzi made an announcement on Instagram, revealing that they prefer to be referred to with they or them pronouns. Their spokesperson later confirmed this to Pitchfork. Then in 2023, Lil Uzi confirmed that they identify as gender non-conforming. Speaking about Lil Uzi Vert and his diamond implant, he made headlines for getting a $24 million natural pink diamond implanted in his forehead. Can you believe it? He had been saving up for this 11-karat diamond since 2017 and wanted to show off a lot of M's in his face. Apparently, Lil Uzi Vert's decision was influenced by the animated series Steven Universe, which they openly enjoy, and also by fellow rapper Lil B, who has a similar implant. Now, it wasn't all smooth sailing for Lil Uzi Vert and his diamond journey. At one point, the diamond caused bleeding and discomfort for the rapper. In a post he made on Twitter, Lil Uzi said that they could die if the diamond was not removed the right way. And so in June of the following year, they went ahead and had the diamond removed from their forehead. Yikes. And to add to the drama, during a concert at Rolling Loud Miami in July 2021, someone snatched the diamond right off his forehead while he was crowd surfing. But don't worry, Lil Uzi Vert managed to get it back and assured everyone that he was okay. After that incident, he decided to replace the diamond with a barbell piercing. Chance the Rapper. Meet Chance. The rapper was born Chancellor Jonathan Bennett on April 16, 1993, right in the heart of Chicago, Illinois. His folks were pretty into politics and worked with some big shots like former Chicago Mayor Harold Washington and ex-U.S. President Barack Obama. When he was just 16, his dad began to work in the Department of Labor during President Obama's first term. And guess what? Young Bennett got to meet the president himself. Can you believe that? They chatted, and Chance spilled the beans about his dream of becoming a rapper. Obama's response? A simple word. Yeah, word indeed. So Chance grew up in a middle-class neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. He went to Jones College Prep High School, where he soaked up inspiration from the likes of Michael Jackson, Kanye West, and Lauryn Hill. It's no surprise that Chance started rapping in 6th grade when his cousin let him use his studio, and along with a buddy, he formed a duo called Instrumentality. And this kid didn't stop there. He hit up open mic events at the Chicago Public Library and slowly but surely started building his crew of fans. In 2012, he dropped his first mixtape, 10 Days. What's even more interesting is that it was during his 10-day suspension from school for getting caught with some weed. Well, sometimes life throws you surprises, right? So one day I came to school, I had this weed in my bag, I was smoking with this I was taking her to my crib, and then randomly she tapped out. She was just like, I don't even smoke no more. So she gave me a blunt, and had she not given me that blunt, I wouldn't have left it in my backpack. During his time off, Chance took the chance to write and record songs that reflected his life experiences and dreams. Chance kicked off his first project, which he called 10 Days. Now, the interesting thing is that the name is a reference to the 10-day suspension he got in high school because he was smoking weed. Instead of getting all down about it, he decided to work on his music during that time. Pretty cool, right? By the time he hit 18, he was ready to release the finished product. His parents wanted him to go to college, but he wasn't feeling it. Music was his true passion, and he was determined to chase it. He dropped some singles from his album, and even managed to snag second place in a local songwriting contest. That's not all. He got to meet the mayor of Chicago back then, Richard Daley. Things were looking bright for this guy. He had the potential to make it big in the hip-hop world. Fast forward to 2014, and our man Chance decided to take a big leap. He made the move to Hollywood, aiming to take his music career to a whole new level after his latest mixtape, Acid Rap, hit the scene. People loved his project for its unique sound. He mixed gospel vibes into hip-hop, and it was a hit with the critics. They said it had a bit of everything, playful and serious, introspective and braggadocious, tame and wild. In other words, it catered to all kinds of tastes. So, despite the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles, things took a dark turn for Chance. The title of his successful mixtape, Acid Rap, wasn't just about the music. It referred to his heavy drug use, including acid and other medications he was taking while making the album. This drug abuse started causing him to miss out on great opportunities in the music industry. industry, and life wasn't going so well. Recently, in an interview with Complex, the 30-year-old rapper opened up about the 10th anniversary of acid rap. He talked about how he struggled with excessive drug use after the mixtape's breakthrough. Chance said, "This was the first time I was living away from my parents in a different city with money, and I ended up doing a lot of drugs, like a lot." He realized that these drugs were changing him, making him someone he didn't want to be, and he knew he needed to make a change. He said, "If I hadn't had my spirit tugged on, literally, and a calling to become a better version of myself, then I would have died for sure," he said. "Then I would just be the representative of acid, and I'm so much more." He even rapped about it in one of his songs, Finish Line Drown, where he talked about getting addicted to drugs. "Last year got addicted to Xan / suffocated my name and started to miss my chance." As time went on, Chance didn't even recognize himself anymore, and he felt disappointed with the direction his life was taking. So he decided to leave Los Angeles behind and head back to his hometown, Chicago. Once there, he reconnected with his childhood sweetheart, Kirsten Corley, and began a journey to find himself again, seeking out his spiritual roots and traveling all around the world. It wasn't an easy road, but Chance was determined to turn his life around and rediscover the person he truly wanted to be. And that's the thing with life, isn't it? Chance wrote in the foreword of Kevin Koval's poetry book, The People's History of Chicago, on April 11th. He said, "I had planned on living in LA, but when I was out there going to parties and feeling that vibe, I thought it was ungodly. It wasn't true to who I was born to be or what I was supposed to grow to be. Being there made me realize this is not where I'm supposed to get my biggest experiences. As sad as I ever was in LA, the lowest I've ever been, it's not where my lowest was supposed to be. The highest I've been, the happiest I've been in Los Angeles, was not where my life's happiest moments were supposed to be. Being happy means doing what you are supposed to do, being exactly who you are supposed to be. My God, my inner understanding, whatever it is that guides me, had me recognizing that I'm not supposed to be there. With hard work and determination, Chance managed to overcome his personal struggles and get sober. In 2016, he released his mixtape Coloring Book, which reflected the tough times he had gone through. The mixtape was a hit, and he even won Best Rap Album at the 2017 Grammy Awards.
And the Grammy goes to... It's my turn. Chance the Rapper.
Gaining recognition in the rap world. But not everyone was fully on board with his new direction. Some longtime fans thought he was moving away from his previous high-energy tracks and going more mainstream. After tying the knot with Kirsten in March 2019, Chance finally dropped his much-anticipated follow-up album called The Big Day. At first, things were looking great. The album shot up to number 2 on the Billboard 200 right after its release. But then, reviews started pouring in from both critics and fans, and something strange happened. The more people listened to it, the less happy they seemed, especially the early fans. Critics didn't like the improvisational style of the 77-minute-long project, and it quickly faded from people's minds in just a few weeks. Fans were disappointed as this album they had been waiting for didn't live up to their expectations, and it dealt a significant blow to Chance's reputation. One Foothill Tech student named Jacob Marcus, 22, felt the same way. He said, "His newest album is awful and was a huge disappointment, even though I am not the biggest fan of his music." Marcus added, "The only enjoyable parts of the album are some of the features," and after he released the album, he seriously fell off. Playboi Carti is miles better than Chance. After a year and a half of silence, Chance the Rapper made a comeback with a single called The Return on December 10, 2020. Many listeners praised the song as it brought back the old vibes of his earlier work like acid rap. Hopefully, this marks the start of Chance's career revival and a new chapter for him. Recently, Chance shared exciting news about his very first concert film, The Magnificent Coloring World, which will hit AMC theaters in August. He secretly shot the footage during his Coloring Book World Tour back in 2017, but wasn't sure what to do with it until the pandemic gave him the time to edit and turn it into a feature film. And surprise, Chance isn't stopping at just that. He's got a cool idea for a hood version of Home Alone, as he revealed in a recent interview with Jimmy Fallon. Looks like he's got big plans ahead. Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X has quickly become a big deal in the mainstream media after his mega viral track Old Town Road featuring Billy Ray Cyrus. Lil Nas X, whose real name is Montero Lamar Hill, was born on April 9th, 1999 in Lithia Springs, Georgia. Fun fact, he got his name from the Mitsubishi Montero. Growing up in a religious family with a gospel singer dad, Lil Nas X had some struggles with his sexuality. He hoped it was just a phase and kept on praying about it. After graduating from Lithia Springs High School in 2017, he gave college a shot, but decided to drop out after a year to chase his music dream. This young talent is not just a rapper, but also a singer and songwriter. His breakout hit Old Town Road became a massive sensation thanks to its viral popularity on TikTok. It even topped the Billboard Hot 100, making it the longest-running hip-hop single ever. But you know what? Lil Nas X isn't just known for his music. He's got a reputation for stirring up some controversy and making bold public statements. Now, there have been rumors floating around about Lil Nas X being involved in a gang. It all started when he released the music video for Old Town Road. In that video, video, he's seen riding a horse through a desert wearing a bandana covering his face. Some people thought that was a sign he might be in a gang because, bandanas are sometimes associated with that stuff. The video also had other symbols often linked to gangs like guns and graffiti. Despite all the gossip, Lil Nas X hasn't said anything publicly about these rumors, but there may be some evidence out there that suggests he might indeed be involved in gang activity. Lil Nas X is really taking the country music scene by storm, and he's not afraid to stir up any kind of controversy. Although it is not proven that he is a gangster, he's got people talking about his satanic kind of content. His music video for Montero, Call Me By Your Name, spurred different kinds of reactions from his fans. In the video, he gives the devil a lap dance, and he even faces a wild crowd throwing butt plugs at him. But it doesn't stop there. He turns a spear into a stripper pole and takes a trip down to hell, where he gives Satan a seductive lap dance. Talk about a bold move. All this while he sings about being gay, the struggles of living in the closet, and the envy he feels towards straight people who don't have to deal with discrimination because of their sexuality. It's like he's speaking his truth and standing up for the LGBTQ+ community. In a note written to his younger self about the release, Lil Nas X, whose real name is Montero Lamar Hill, said he had created the video hoping to further normalize queerness. I know we promised to never be that type of gay person. I know we promised to die with the secret, but this will open doors for many other queer people to simply exist, he said. You see, this is very scary for me. People will be angry. They will say I'm pushing an agenda, but the truth is I am. The agenda to make people stay the out of other people's lives and stop dictating who they should be. Now, the music video he dropped was bound to raise some eyebrows, especially among those who love a good moral panic and think being queer is wrong. But you know what? Lil Nas X wasn't satisfied with just a little shock factor. He teamed up with a creative agency called MSCHF, known for pulling off wild viral promotions. Remember their Jesus shoes with holy water inside? Yeah, that was them. This time, they went even further and created Satan shoes. These were custom Nike Airs, limited to 666 pairs with a crazy twist. The air bubble in the sole was filled with red ink, and get this, 1 drop of human blood. Wild, right? And people were all over it, buying them up in a flash for $1,018 a pair. But hold up, Nike wasn't having any of it. They said, "We do not have a relationship with Lil Nas X or MSCHF. Nike did not design or release these shoes, and we do not endorse them." So Nike's not happy, and they're taking legal action against MSCHF to put a stop to the shoe sales. It's like a whirlwind of controversy and drama, but Lil Nas X isn't backing down. He's got a message to share, and he's doing it in a way that's grabbing everyone's attention. No matter what, he's making waves in the music world and pushing boundaries. All right, let's talk about what went down with Lil Nas X and those crazy shoes. The Church of Satan even wanted nothing to do with it, but that didn't stop some Christians from getting all worked up about it. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem went on a Twitter rampage claiming that Lil Nas X's shoes are some satanic influence. Lil Nas X didn't take it lying down though. Fired back at Governor Noem, telling her to focus on her job instead of tweeting about his shoes. And when rapper Joyner Lucas accused him of corrupting young minds with his antics, Lil Nas X didn't stay silent either. He clapped back and shut down most of the haters. The thing is, this guy knows who he is, and he's not afraid to show it. He's all about being himself and expressing his artistry in his own unique way. So when some troll tried to say he sold his soul to the devil, he responded to a troll comment under his SNL appearance tweet. The person said he already sold his soul to the devil. You see in the video, it's all about the devil. I can't believe people actually listen to this devil worshiper. His response, "Who cares? I look hot," made it very obvious that he doesn't care what people say about him. Who cares? And you know what? He does not look like he is all about that gangster stuff. He's all about living the Montero life. He's doing his thing, and he's not letting anyone hold him back. Gotta admire that kind of confidence. 24 Golden. Let's talk about 24 Golden, the talented rapper, singer, and songwriter hailing from San Francisco, California. Born in 2000, he made a big splash in 2019 with his hit single Valentino, which reached number 92 on the US Billboard Hot 100. His real name is Golden Landis Von Jones, and he comes from a mixed background with Jewish and African-American roots. Both his parents were fashion models before he came into the picture. Growing up, he celebrated both Christmas and Hanukkah, attending Hebrew school along the way. As a kid, he even acted in commercials. Music played a big role in his life, especially during middle and high school where he sang in the choir. Can you believe he used to plan on being a hedge fund manager? But thankfully, he realized his true passion was in music. He went to Lowell High School, a selective public school, and graduated in 2018. Later on, he joined the University of Southern California's Marshall School of Business. He joked that they probably accepted him because of a clever line in his song Valentino. At USC, he became a part of the Beta Sigma chapter of the Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity. Though he initially took a break from school to focus on his music music career, he later returned to finish his degree. 24 Golden stated that he was not anticipating that things were going to happen so fast when I came to USC, and did not think he would finish university, but he wanted to round off the school year to further develop the relationships he made, stating his love for being on campus. Being a student kept him grounded and helped him build connections with his peers. Then came 2020, the year that really introduced 24K Golden to the world. His track Mood, featuring Ian Dior, took the Billboard Hot 100 by storm, sitting at the top spot in October. It spent 6 weeks on the throne, and by the end of 2021, it went platinum 4 times. Impressive, right? His follow-up song Coco, featuring DaBaby, didn't hit the same heights, but it still managed to reach gold status. When we made the song, we were having a genuinely good time, and the essence of that was captured in the song, he told Rolling Stone in February 2021. Whenever anyone else listens to it, they can be in their house alone, but by listening to the song, they feel the same fun we had making it. The contrast between the way the world was feeling and the way the song feels was so big and beautiful that it uplifted people. His music career took off while he was at the University of Southern California studying business on a full-ride scholarship. But he's got big dreams beyond just music. He wants to run his own label someday, so he's paying close attention to how the industry works. I need to know these things so I can be that wealth of resource, that wealth of knowledge that my team has been for me, 24 Golden told Rolling Stone. I feel like coming from that artist perspective and still having that business mindset, I'm going to be able to do it better than anyone else. Here's the thing, 24 Golden isn't trying to be a gangster rapper or fit into a single genre. His music is influenced by all sorts of styles like rock, R&B, emo, and pop. He likes to keep things versatile and genre bending. Some folks might argue about the originality of his music, saying it follows the trends of pop rap and emo rap. Others might question if he's the real deal or if he has the skills to back up his claims. But you know what? He's all about staying true to himself and making music that's positive and uplifting. That's just how he rolls. And he's grateful for the rapper Paper Boi and 24K, who got him into recording music and helped him grow and mature along the way. They've been a big influence on him. So it's clear that 24K Golden is on his own unique path, and he's not letting anyone put him in a box. With his energy and determination, he's sure to keep making waves in the music world. And that is it about rappers who ain't about that gangster life. Similar stories about the rap industry, click on one of the cards on the screen.